Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Wrestleview Live, number 95. I am Mike Tedesco.
I'm Detroit Tedesco.
Oh boy. You just need to go on Twitter to see it's been another banner night for World Wrestling Entertainment on another one of their shows. It's incredible. Incredible. Like, even when they have a good show, they still leave people pissed and angry and feeling like they wasted their time. Now, there's going to be somebody out there that's going to be like, you're just a mark for AEW. It's like, nothing to do with AEW here. It's just WWE. Just watching the show. And it seems like they just try to find ways to make you feel like you have wasted your time. And tonight, they did that. And the reason why, like the whole impetus surrounding all this stuff is like so insane to me, and what it actually is going to lead to, that's what makes it even more maddening, because the object that they're looking at, the big show, is Crown Jewel, which not a lot of people are going to see live.
I heard we can't hear me.
Oh no.
Is that true, everybody? Can you not hear me?
I don't know. We'll see. Hold on. I don't know. Oh, I think they mean I don't know. That's a weird one. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix that, because that should be working. Hold on.
Please let us know, because obviously
it has to be Peacock. It just has to be. Hold on. I think I got it. Try that, Victoria.
Can you hear me now, everyone?
You let us know if you can hear her.
Please.
The streaming service is awful as Peacock. I'm going to get into that too. But first, we have to talk about we're talking about Extreme Rules. Let's just run down the show.
That's fine, yeah, and then go into
all the fun. So on the pre-show, Liv Morgan defeated Carmella. That was supposed to be on the main card, but if there's one match that I was kind of glad it got bumped, it was that one.
You're right, exactly. That's not one to miss on the main card for sure.
Yeah, not interested at all. The New Day in an unadvertised match. The New Day, which features WWE Champion Big E, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods, defeat AJ Styles, Omos, and Bobby Lashley. The Usos defeat the Street Profits to retain the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Charlotte Flair defeated Alexa Bliss to retain the Raw Women's Championship, and after the match, murdered Lily. Damian Priest defeated Jeff Hardy and Sheamus in a triple threat match to retain the WWE United States Championship. Bianca Belair defeated Becky Lynch via disqualification after Sasha Banks made her return. Becky Lynch is still your SmackDown Women's Champion. And finally, in the match that everybody's talking about, Roman Reigns defeated the Demon, Finn Balor, in an Extreme Rules match to retain the WWE Universal Championship.
Too much already.
I don't even know what to say. Let's say hi to everybody in the chat room. How about that?
Let's start with that. That's actually that's a good way to kick off the show.
We have Andrew K in the chat room tonight. We got Goosey in the chat room. We got Andrew Elder in the chat room. That's three people in a row. Their first name start with an A. Daniel Shell is here, King of Huecamundo. We got Grash. We got Quentin Walters. We got Mickey. We have Ayush. We have Mr. MN. We have now I have to go backwards. Emilio Andrade's Gaetan here. We have Randy Torcola. I'm just going back and forth. I'm just like going away. I'm just trying to find everyone. We had Nafis Sadat here. I think we have Uncle Billy in the chat room somewhere in there. We got people here. So that's good. Thank you everybody for joining us tonight. We didn't get to do Post Raw this past week, but we will be doing Post Raw tomorrow night.
Yes.
Which will also feature, apparently of course, card subject to change. They've advertised stuff for Raw in the past and it didn't happen, but
this is true.
They built it up all through this pay-per-view that Big E is going to face Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship at the start of Raw tomorrow night. So Raw is allegedly going to kick off with a match.
Allegedly.
I would guarantee you that we're going to see some kind of promo to start the match.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Listen, the match.
I could just see the big. I could just see the New Day standing in the ring and doing a promo, and then like Bobby Lashley makes his entrance, and then like, oh, we'll start the match at the commercial.
Right, like
Nothing
quite starting with the match, but like it has to
I'm just
do
so
their promo and then starts with the match.
I'm so jaded. Like I'm trying to think of ways that they're just going to screw the fans.
They're just gonna find a
Constantly.
way to not start with the match
Constantly.
immediately.
And then you have, you know, then you'll have all these wrestlers going on Twitter and saying, oh, you know, the fans go, they want boo-hoo. Twitter's the bad guy. It's like, do you watch your own show? Do you watch your own show? How are we as the fans that want to enjoy a show with the bad guys? If a show's good, I've seen it. Yes, there are some negative people out there, but when a show's good, it's just like, you know, everybody just universally
allow
agrees.
it to be good.
Like Big E wins the WWE Championship. Everybody's universally happy.
I have no doubt in my mind.
There are certain things that happen in this company that people are extremely happy about. And when something good happens, they acknowledge it. But more often than not, people are getting screwed.
By the way, you're gonna switch to cameras.
Oh yes,
I know you like to do that.
Looking out that way.
Yeah. I think that's right.
There we go.
There you are. Yeah, I like it. I know you like to do that. I 100% agree. I think at some point it could be the first match tomorrow. Definitely not going to be opening up. And if we are wrong, I will be happy to be wrong.
I'll be thrilled.
I will be thrilled.
No one will be happier than me to be wrong.
Starting off with the match. So hopefully that's something to look forward to tomorrow. I mean, either way, it's going to be a good match. It's just that hopefully it just starts off immediately and it's not like promo and then match.
Right.
You went through the whole card, right?
Yes, I did.
Like my brain is just not. It's not
did.
here right now.
Grash pointing out that AEW did a commercial break during Punk's return. So yeah, but they gave you Punk's return first. That was they weren't advertising a Punk match. They were advertising, essentially a Punk return, and they gave that to you. And then to get you to call your friends, they went to a 90-second commercial break. Not quite the same. So let's talk about this show first. In keeping that with the traditions of Wrestleview Live,
for sure, the traditions are important.
We are going to talk about something that we liked. We're going to pick one thing from the show that each of us liked and talk about it. So, okay. Victoria, I will give it to you first.
Sure. I actually really enjoyed the Damian Priest, Sheamus, and
you stole that one,
and Hardy match. I really did. It was a good triple threat. And I found it had a lot of variety in it. It was a good mix of, we had two people in the ring. They did their thing. Then you had the third person come in, do their thing. Then there were times when we were all together. They kind of it flowed very nicely. I'm all about a good connection and about a good sequence. And I thought overall the sequence was great. So I have to say that was definitely my favorite part. There were definitely other parts of the show that I enjoyed, but that match in particular, which I was actually very surprised about because, again, I'm not the biggest Damian Priest fan, but that was good. That was really good. They're utilizing everything. And Sheamus was really enjoyable, too. I still don't understand how he's wrestling with a broken nose. I broke my nose 4 times, everybody, in my life. And I got to tell you, none of those times did I feel like I could ever move or even walk properly. I know what you think, it's just your nose, but to me, it threw off my equilibrium a little bit. So I don't understand how he was able to wrestle with a broken nose. Well, and mind you, he re-broke it.
I think he broke your nose and got a concussion. So
true.
Like that happened.
But I can't even imagine. But it was a really good match.
I gotta say, I do agree with you on that. I really, really, and I think of. I mean, the main event was fantastic until the horrible ending. But this probably was like the best match on the show.
Yes.
Other than the main event up until the last minute and a half.
Oh God.
I look, I love me some Sheamus. I've been a big Sheamus fan for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
No one hits harder, works harder, has got, puts themselves through, more than really him. He really just goes out there and just destroys himself. He has this, apparently has spinal stenosis. He's wrestling on borrowed time.
It's crazy.
The guy breaks his nose and continues wrestling. He gets reconstructive surgery on the nose and is back wrestling with a face mask. Finally gets cleared. Now they're trying to get away from the face mask thing now. Literally on this past Monday's Raw. They did a thing at SummerSlam where Damian Priest ripped the mask off and then gave him a kick and all that stuff at SummerSlam. Fine. But they still kept the mask on, and finally Sheamus rips the mask off in triumph and tosses it away.
Don't need it anymore.
He no longer needs it.
Don't need it.
Literally almost as soon as he does that, Jeff Hardy cracks him in the nose and he's busted open. Nose is broken once again. 2 broken noses. That's ridiculous.
I feel like he's living my life. I felt the pain for him.
This guy's, he's an incredible performer.
Oh.
Damian Priest is definitely growing on me. I still think, we need to flesh out what the hell an Archer of Infamy is. And
there's work to be done for sure.
There's work to be done, but there's a lot
of potential.
There's a lot of potential there. It's getting good. Daniel Shale, you have convinced me. I am on the Damian Priest train.
Here's the thing about us,
Daniel
about Mike and me. We always will say this. I like to be proven wrong. Okay? As long as it's legit. Damian Priest, he's doing his thing right now. So I will give him credit where credit is due. He deserves it right now. And hopefully he continues and he doesn't get the whole WWE treatment and then they mess it up. So
well, everybody gets the
which
treatment.
Everyone gets the treatment at some point.
The demon got the treatment.
The demon got the treatment tonight. Let me tell you, everybody, he got the treatment.
Somebody asked what happened to Drew McIntyre. He's getting ready to move over to SmackDown, and he's going to get the treatment too. He's going to get fed to Roman Reigns without question. He's going to get the treatment. And Big E at Survivor Series, he's going to get the treatment.
Everyone's getting the treatment.
You're
everyone,
over? Oh, don't worry. We have a solution for that. If you get over in WWE, we got the solution for you.
You're getting the
don't you worry.
Hashtag
You're
treatment.
Gonna get the treatment. Vince is gonna give you the treatment.
We sound like such creeps, but it's so true. It's the treatment. We coined that term now. It's the treatment. You look so creepy.
You're gonna get the treatment. Vince is gonna give you the treatment.
Here, it's actually in this. It's actually in this bag. Oh,
there it is.
Wait,
the treatment.
Wait, the treatment.
Anyway,
treatment's I'll put the treatment over here for now.
Hashtag the treatment. Anyway, so yes, that was a really good.
Okay, and now to continue with tradition.
Yes, I know. I'm getting to it.
I thought I was doing it.
I was doing a seg. Big E getting the treatment will be Seth Rollins versus Fiend Hell in a Cell level bad. It's funny. I was just watching that as we were getting ready, and literally Hell in a Cell was the last pay-per-view that I ever watched before Liliana was born. Victoria was already in the hospital. She was already down in CHOP, and we were just waiting for the time to induce her.
Yes.
And I remember watching that, and Victoria was at the Ronald McDonald house watching that post show.
I was.
And was like, what happened? She called me after and she's like, was it really as bad as you were screaming about? I'm like, it was worse.
Yeah.
I didn't do a good enough job putting over how horrible it was.
Yeah, I know.
And then Seth is on this thing saying that was the worst night of his life, pretty much. And how he wanted to strangle Vince McMahon. And it's like, well, you know what? Jesus, I'm glad to see that at least he has a pulse in his, of dignity.
Oh yeah, because he's always
because he's such a shill. They're all shills, and I mean, I get it. I get it.
Me.
I get it. You're working for the crummy,
of course,
for this company, and they monitor all your tweets and everything.
Right, you have to toe the line. Kiss butt. Yeah, of course.
You have to toe the line, but it was nice to see that because initially it was like, oh, you didn't get what you wanted. That's why you didn't like the
Boo-hoo, fans.
It's it's not that we didn't get what we wanted. We didn't even get wrestling. Sometimes if you don't get what you want and the match was good, it's like, okay, well, you didn't get what you wanted, but it was still entertaining. There was nothing remote. It was just horrible. But the incredible thing is that Seth Rollins wanted to strangle Vince after that, and they doubled down and kept doing that with the Fiend for another year, and now he's gone. And now, I'm going to get to my favorite part of this show. Charlotte Flair versus Alexa Bliss.
What was that? Wait,
my favorite part of the show.
That was
my favorite thing on the show.
Wait a minute. I'm very confused because you just told me you agreed with me on the Damian Priest match.
Well, I was going to initially pick that, but you want to? I'm talking about something that I really enjoyed on the show.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was. Wow, good. I mean, yeah. I listen. It wasn't bad by any means, and I think that
They cut out all
It
the
was good.
stupid stuff with the magic.
mhm.
It was pretty much almost the entire way a straight wrestling match.
Yes.
Alexa Bliss was great. I thought she was really, really on in this match. I really loved obviously Charlotte Flair is just an excellent performer and always steps up when it's a pay-per-view match. I thought they had a really good match. And the best part, the damn doll, it looks like it's gone.
Poor Lily.
Now they did try to get some okay, the usual WWE shills that on Twitter, like Sam Roberts, obviously Peter Rosenberg was on the kickoff show. They were like, oh my god, like this crowd is incredible. They love Lily. Lily's so over. It's like, no, it's not. No, it's not.
No, when they're
Because
shouting Lily, they're talking about our daughter. They're not talking about the doll.
They should be talking about Liliana. But Pedram Rashidi, we welcome you to the show. They were like, oh, this crowd's so good. They're getting Lily over. Lily is super over. It's like, Lily's not over. They were like, I'm sorry, I wasn't in the crowd, but you can tell when a crowd is ironically chanting something. Like when like a heel gets beat down and then they chant "You deserve it." They're not like saying like like "You deserve it."
Yes.
It's like the ironic when you win the title,
Correct.
you deserve it.
Correct.
It's like like they were ironically chanting "Thank you, Lily." Like it's not over, because when Alexa Bliss was screaming and pulling her hair out and getting in the ring and collecting the stuffing, and they put the whatever that tablet was in her mouth, like an Alka-Seltzer or something like that to make her mouth froth, and it didn't work for whatever reason. It was just like sitting there. It looked like she was like she was supposed to look like she was foaming at the mouth. Like there was no emotion. Like
Yes.
it's so over that they didn't do anything.
Yes.
They were just buzzing, waiting for this thing to end.
Exactly.
And it didn't end, and it kept going. They had a little fun, they had a little fun
Mhm.
with their chant, and then it's like, okay, this is still going
All right,
on.
this is over now. Let's go
now
on. Let's move
what?
on, people.
Okay. So I mean, we'll see what happens tomorrow night, but I really hope that this is a refocusing of the Alexa Bliss character.
Yes.
I hope. I mean, look, they made money with the stupid dolls and stuff like that, but it's enough. Like
It's not worth it at this point. It's not worth it to
I
continue.
like that she had an edge. I didn't mind that.
An edge is fine.
I didn't mind that she was using like almost like how Balor was supposed to initially be doing the Demon, where it's like something you tap into, or even Bray Wyatt with the Fiend. It's something that you tap into to get that extra oomph, in your performance.
Exactly.
But like when she started doing the hypnosis, which I'm so glad they dropped. And remember all the shills online? Remember them? And they were like, the hypnosis is working. Where is it now? Because they tried it at Money in the Bank and it died, and they never did it again. They never did it again. How about that?
That's why a live
incredible.
crowd actually is very, very
That's
important.
incredible.
It is.
So the doll's not working. Everybody, they're like, oh, she got over the Charlie doll. It's like you don't get it. It's a joke.
You just don't get it.
The crowd is approaching it like it's a joke, and WWE is presenting it as if it's serious. That's the difference here.
Correct.
Okay, and now the joke is over, so it's time to move on. I'm glad at least that. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens tomorrow night on Raw. I'm sure that I'll get lit up tomorrow night on the post Raw show about what they do with this Alexa Bliss thing. But I really hope that she just keeps the edge. And even uses like the death of the doll. She can use it. Okay, she can use the death of the doll to
continue her
to get
edge.
even more violent and crazed. But no more magic.
Yes.
I think the magic's over.
Well,
I really like that, because it's like they're doing. It appears that they're doing something to salvage the Sam character. Go on.
I think Uncle Billy would like to appreciate this, but I don't mind, like you said, an edge, or like an alter ego, or even like a psycho aspect of your character, because those things can be realistic, and those things can drive you and motivate you to want to win and beat somebody up and everything else. It's when it gets all crazy where these things can't actually happen, like really actually can't happen, that went over the top.
Right.
And let's continue with that sort of theme for this next part of our tradition of the show, when we talk about our least favorite part of the show.
Oh, you want to know my least favorite part of the show?
Yes.
We got to talk about the main event. All right, we have to talk about the main event now.
Can I say it first, only because everyone's looking for your rant.
Yeah, go ahead.
Everyone's looking for your rant, and I feel like we got to. I'm not going to say too much on it, because, to be honest with you, it's
all you.
All right,
You're on.
What in the actual F was that at the end? You had to see me on the couch, sitting there, looking at this. All of a sudden, that music hits at the end. You see Finn Balor's body essentially convulsing.
He was humping the floor.
He was
so
humping
weird.
the floor. He really was. And all of a sudden, I was just getting these waves and these flashbacks and all this other crap with Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss. What the hell? What the hell? These things can't freaking happen. You can't just have this demon possess you. Okay, well, people can argue that, I guess. So the exorcisms are performed in these day and ages or whatever. But like, it was so good. The match was so good. But then that happened. And I was really angry. Really angry. Because I'm like, why in the hell are they doing this? They just want to continue with this idea of like, we can entertain you and we can come up with these storylines that if you know, if Vince McMahon is so passionate about writing these fictional, out of the box, like can't happen storylines, go work somewhere else then. Why don't you go work in like sci-fi and something like that? You don't deserve to be on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown and whatever. You don't deserve to be in WWE Creative, because that's not what this is about. Those things cannot happen. What happened tonight, it looked so bad. It's not even like, okay, and I said this before with Alexa Bliss, right? She does her character well. Is it a good character? No, not by any means. But she makes it somewhat only believable because she's very committed, and it looked like, okay, hypnosis, no, not really. I don't really believe in it, whatever, what have you. But Alexa Bliss really put 110% into it, and it looked, if she was on a TV show and she was doing that stuff and that was what the show was about, fine, cool, good job, Alexa Bliss, right? He didn't even execute the like convulsions correctly. Like you said, he looked like he was humping the freaking floor.
It was just,
it was like, bam, like, what, were you electrocuted? Like, what the hell happened to you?
it was bad.
It was bad. And it took everything. It just negated everything that happened before. Because the match was good. It was great.
They're having a
But
great.
it negated everything. It lost its appeal the minute that body shake thing started happening on the freaking floor. I'll reenact it, everybody. Oh, and his noises throughout the match were a little much too. He sounded like a dying cat.
I think Brian Farmer's hit the nail on the head here. I've said it before. I'll say it again. This is what you get when you have writers instead of bookers. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, like
they're writing for a TV show.
They have these people trying so desperately to write the show as if it's not a wrestling show. And all we've seen, yes, WWE's a great merchandising company. They can sell anything because they have a fan base that's loyal, and they know how to take money from these people. They know how to take money out of these people's pockets. But just because they sell some cool merch, you know, like the actual product, you know, for the rest of the people that aren't buying merch, it's a really awful show sometimes. It's just really bad. And again, you know, it's like, you know, like I'm on Twitter right now, and I was just reading some of the, you know, responses to the thing. It's like, you know, AEW isn't even close to the worldwide enterprise WWE is. It's like, yeah, okay, fine, but who has the better wrestling show? Honest to God, you know, like because there's only two real companies that you can really compare, in the United States, and Impact Wrestling ain't it. It's, Christian Cage is the Impact Wrestling champion. He doesn't even have their information in his Twitter bio. He's telling everybody to go watch AEW on Wednesday and Fridays. So you can't help but compare the two, WWE and AEW. And who's putting out the better wrestling product right now? It's AEW. And
well, honestly, they don't have much to compare to when you got this going on.
It's just outrageous though, because
one
company is presenting a wrestling product and not running from the fact they're presenting a wrestling product. They're trying to present the best wrestling product they possibly can. And the other company is presenting a wrestling product, doesn't want you to know that they're presenting a wrestling product, and wants to be as far away from presenting a wrestling product as you could possibly get. It's absurd. Again, like the Demon started the whole thing. I mean, they even said it on commentary that it starts, that it's what Finn Balor does to get into that extra gear when he needs to access that extra gear to be as good as possible. He's never lost as the Demon because that's what he uses to access that extra side of him. And all of a sudden, and they did that, like he looked human at certain points in the match. Yes, the Demon did pop up and he looked razor focused in the eyes. I loved that they kept focusing on Balor's eyes through this, especially at the beginning when, he threw him down and he popped up and his eyes were just looking straight ahead. And that was such a cool shot. They really shot that really well. When they fought through the crowd, Reigns got the better of him, at certain points. I love that Reigns put the mask on, by the way, while he was going through the crowd. Like Balor looked human while he was getting beaten on. He got put through the table. And I was like, you know what? This is great. The ending was never in doubt. He was going to beat the Demon. They were putting over that the Demon had never been beaten before. And it's like, well, he's not going to win tonight. No one's beating Roman Reigns. Okay. And the question was, how are they going to do it? And it's really just going to be like, I really thought they were just going to do a rehash of the John Cena match at SummerSlam where, the Demon, picks at Reigns a little bit, but Reigns systematically beats him down. And that's really what was happening throughout this match. He was systematically beating him down. Of course, when you can't think of a regular finish, they just send the Usos out there. In almost every Reigns match has freaking interference from the Usos. It's so annoying, but and so overdone at this point. But whatever. But that wasn't enough. It wasn't enough just to say that, oh, Balor is, this is what he used to tap into that extra side. No. His heartbeat has to have Bluetooth and connect to the speaker system now. And he has to start humping the floor. We have to bring back the Bray Wyatt red lights. We need to have him no-sell everything now. Are you freaking kidding me? The entire match was built up so wonderfully to have him be made into a human again, to bring him back down from, this laser focused Demon back down to, the beatable Finn Balor. They executed that perfectly. And sending the Usos out there, yes, while it's overdone as hell, was there out? And now we're going to get, that we're going to get some stupid friggin' angle on SmackDown where some dickhead was like messing around with the ropes or something like that, just in case Finn Balor went up to the ropes while he was resurrected. Are you kidding me? So the top rope can handle Brock Lesnar. It can handle the Big Show. It can handle
Mark Henry.
It can handle God standing in the corner and Backlash in 2006. But 150-pound Finn Balor, too much for the top rope, apparently. Too much. So the rope breaks, and that just ends the resurrection. What is this? Why? It just, like, you had the out. They actually booked a great match, and they were booking a great finish.
I know.
I cannot.
I
can't.
I know.
The Undertaker, like Daniel Shaw, I'm sure he's doing something to try to be facetious here, but the Undertaker, yes, he would sit up and do the no sell thing, but he would do that early in a match or the midpoint of a match. Sometimes they did it. It was a little cartoonish, at the, like early in his career, but later on in his career, he would do the sit up, and then sometimes the sit up would be weaker as he goes on and stuff like that. Like Undertaker always looked human in his matches. It was never like, he was just no selling everything. It's no sold.
No,
It's
Daniel's talking about how
ridiculous.
Undertaker did his walk on the top rope.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Undertaker.
That's what that was referring to.
I thought Daniel was trying to get me with something here.
No. But here's the thing. There's you.
Andrew Elder. Yeah.
No, he did not. You're right. You're
not.
right,
No,
Andrew.
he
He did not on the floor. It's true though, because you can make the point. Yes, there are certain individuals in the company who've had these kind of like mythical, magical components to their character. But again, they don't emphasize on that too much, right?
Right.
And it's not something that is the majority of what their being is. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So somebody like The Undertaker, no, it doesn't fit that mold. It doesn't. They're going so out there that it's hard to reel them back in.
I don't know how you salvage this show. I mean, honestly, I don't think about wrestling as much as I used to, but when I do sit down and think about it, like, on shows like this, and when I'm doing a recap, I really, really, try to like, I try to like visualize how do they salvage this show? Is there a way to salvage this show?
Yes.
Like they've gone so far off the edge on so many things. And don't even get me started on the best part about beating Finn Balor now. So that was like the last like vestige of like, somebody that could go against Roman Reigns.
Right.
He's literally defeated every single person on the main roster that's a full-timer that has any value. That has any value. He's even everybody's like, oh, Drew McIntyre's going to go over there to be fed to Roman Reigns. He's already been fed to Roman Reigns.
Yes, he has.
Remember when he won the WWE title the week before Survivor Series, and then he lost to Roman Reigns?
He's already
been fed.
This is true.
It's already happened.
But
we're just going to see it again. Big E will be fed. Everybody who's a full-timer will get fed. And the best part is they've done this. They've literally had this guy run through their entire roster, destroyed everybody, just to lead to a match against Brock Lesnar, the part-timer. And I love Brock Lesnar, and I've gone on rants before about how being a part-time is fine, but he's like, nobody's ever run through the entire full-time roster just to get to Brock Lesnar, the entire full-time roster. And on top of that, it's going to be in Saudi Arabia. It's nothing against Saudi Arabia, but it's going to be a show that happens, midday. Not a lot of people are going to get to watch it live. Like I have somebody like, oh, the Saudi people get to watch it live. It's like, yeah, well, that's not like the majority of like the fan base that we're talking about here. It's like, it's just the maddening thing is that they're giving this away. It's not a WrestleMania match. It's a Crown Jewel match, and Crown Jewel has such negativity surrounding it, and the whole entire Saudi deal has such negativity surrounding it. It's nothing against Saudi people. But your government, I don't know if you knew this, but your government is extremely corrupt and they murder journalists. So, pardon us if we're not totally okay with, in the entire WWE main roster being run through to get a match, on your stupid fucking show. Sorry. You're not. So I'm. That's the thing that just madden like it's just maddening the most. It's like they did all this just to lead to Crown Jewel. How I feel about Crown Jewel. They've had Roman Reigns blowing through everybody for a year to get to a Brock Lesnar match at Crown Jewel. Are you kidding me?
You know how I feel about Crown Jewel, everyone. You know how I feel. It's a fucking joke.
Jamal Khashoggi, anybody? Whatever came of that? Oh, why? Oh, we get oil. So lives mean nothing. Cool. Excellent. Oh, how about the hostage crisis? That, that's not true. Everybody on Earth has leaked the story now.
They all
happened.
said it that time when they were all tweeting about it. They just didn't want to directly saying it, but everybody who could read between the lines and all of their tweets and all of their concerns, they were not doing it. They were doing it. They were holding them hostage.
It's insane. It's just insane. It's insane. So, yeah, that's just maddening to me. I just cannot believe that, like, and the rope break and the whole thing. It's just, I really try to think about how are they going to salvage this.
I know how to salvage a show.
No, not just forget the show. I'm trying to think how they salvage any dignity in this company.
I know how.
It's like they all they do is we just keep making money. Yeah. They keep
and we're gonna take a break right now. Peacock, everyone.
Everybody. Yeah. Exactly. And let me talk about this Peacock deal.
Woo! Woo!
Are you kidding
We're
me?
gonna take a break now.
Are you kidding?
Random. Oh, random. Oh, and we're back.
What the hell is with Peacock?
Treatment, everyone.
They have had
the treatment.
we've been doing shows on Peacock since WrestleMania, and they have gotten progressively worse, not better. You're supposed usually the first show is like, oh, well, it's not gonna be that great.
Of course,
and
you think, yeah, you didn't expect
they're going backward. They're going backward. Every single show has had an issue, but tonight was the worst.
Oh, so
tonight
bad.
was the worst between lagging issues and random commercials just being played during people's entrances.
So bad.
It seemed like after the 6-man tag, that they were going to go to something backstage, and then they just went to like Peacock commercials. And apparently I find out later on Twitter, there was a Becky Lynch promo. Nobody wants to see that, I guess.
No, right? I didn't want to see that.
To kick off the show, we had the Spanish and French teams combined with the English commentary team all talking at once. And I initially said like, oh, I'll give Peacock I literally said this online. I said I'm gonna, in fairness to Peacock, it's coming from WWE's feed, obviously that's going to Peacock. And then somebody said no, on the WWE network here in England, it's only the English commentary. So it is Peacock. Peacock sucks. We can pile on Peacock again. They're horrible. Sucks. I tagged them all night. I just wanted one of their social media guys to know that their company sucks, that their streaming service sucks. I cannot believe that there's a streaming company in 2021 that exists that's as horrible as Peacock. I cannot fathom it. Kevin, the only thing I can think of is you have like a higher tier on your, maybe you paid for the no commercials on Peacock, but I mean, we've had the free tier or whatever it is that comes with Xfinity for months, and we've never had commercial breaks in the middle of stuff.
No, not in the middle.
Not in the middle of a pay-per-view. Like all the shows after, yes, but not. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. Premium Peacock. He has premium Peacock. I'm getting Peacock for free already. I am not paying more for that horrible streaming service because the quality's not even good. Like sometimes the quality of just the quality of the stream itself.
It's even hard.
Atrocious.
Exactly. It's even hard sometimes because, obviously with Mike recapping, it's like rewind or do whatever. You can't do it
for like the first three pay-per-views. You couldn't even rewind a live stream. Now you can finally rewind a little bit.
But that's the thing. You couldn't do it, and it's difficult. Oh my God, my back is killing me.
Yeah. But whatever.
Daniel, I agree.
Horrible.
Bring back the WWE Network. I'd rather deal with that than this.
Doesn't matter. Fan enjoyment doesn't matter.
No.
As long as we're making money. It doesn't matter if the fans lose out in the end. We made money. That's all that matters at the end of the day to this company. And these people that just go to the trenches to defend them. It's like, serious at this point, when are you gonna wake up? I defended them for so long. Like no one was nicer to WWE than me, and I don't know if that's true. I cannot anymore. Well, not the last few years.
No, definitely not.
First, I would say I've been recapping for 14 years now or something like that.
Yeah, there was a time when I looked at and again, this was just. There were moments within this company where I was like, all right, guys, just got to give it time. Or I even said like
the dreaded let it
the
play
great,
out thing.
yeah,
I hate
or the
like, I
or
cannot-
the like the greater good type situation. But some of this
just
stuff is
let
just,
it play
it's just
out.
not. You can't defend
Bray
it.
Wyatt's a genius. The character work is genius. Yeah, so good.
It-
He's not even there anymore.
Yeah, it was, and then it went off the rails, and that's exactly what happens with this stuff. Like, and again, what happened with Finn Balor tonight? The demon went off the rails.
Well, Goosey, the two people you mentioned there are psychotically defending them, and trying to find things that don't exist to defend it.
The people who defend it to no end.
That's not defending. They're just contrarian. Like no matter what, if you enjoy something on AEW, there has to be a WWE counter argument to it. Like if you're just sitting there enjoying something, CJ or Frank will just like sit there and tell you that you can't enjoy it because it's not WWE. Like that, like there's a difference where like, I would give WWE the benefit of the doubt. I tried to say like, oh, it's gonna get better. Like they have to do this, but for like the last, I would say last 6 or 7 years, it's just been progressively getting worse.
Because first of all, you're allowed to like both things. Like there was a time even in the beginning when you couldn't even, and if you said, oh, I like AEW, but like, what do you mean you like AEW? Oh, I like WWE too. Oh, you like, well, you can't like both. Well, why not? I could do whatever the heck I want to do. I could certainly like both. And those are the people though who are defending it to no end. They think like somehow they're gonna get like a job at a You're not getting no job from WWE because you're defending it to no end. They don't even defend themselves. They'll kick you right out. They have no loyalty to anybody.
Right.
So you're not getting a job from them. So you can defend it all you want. You're just
no
just
job
not.
security there. Getting back to the show now, now that I'm sweating thinking about some of this stuff. Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. I saw some people praising the match online, but I didn't like the match. It's like Bianca Belair is great. Let me just say that Bianca Belair is great. Total star. Great look, great athleticism, does some incredible things in the ring. She was working hard here tonight. But Becky Lynch, and I'll give her the benefit, of the doubt here, coming back from, her first big match on TV, coming back from being pregnant, hasn't wrestled in a year and a half.
It's hard. It's hard getting back to doing what you're doing, want to do.
But she was not a good professional wrestler before the pandemic and before the pregnancy. And honestly, I got to say, she did a good job coming back true to form. She worked hard. Becky Lynch always works hard. I'll never take that away from her, but she just doesn't. I've never seen her put together like a great match, on her own. Like the Charlotte, like she always has somebody in there who's better. Like her matches against Charlotte Flair always good. Like those, like that match that they had at Evolution.
Yeah,
still,
no, they are.
I would say that's probably one of the greatest women's matches that I've ever seen live or in person. Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch did it, but Charlotte Flair is like next level excellent.
She's on a whole. You can't actually even compare. I put Charlotte Flair in a whole separate category from the because she really is. She's just on a whole other level.
She's phenomenal.
If you're talking about like overall, even like top 10 of greatest, you're putting Charlotte. Me personally, I'm putting Charlotte Flair in that top 10. By
the way, I loved Charlotte doing Andrade's moves tonight.
Yeah, that was great. Cool. That was really good. I have to I'm actually gonna have to disagree with you. I know you felt a little underwhelmed by it.
I was bored.
I liked it. I really did. Was it the greatest? Was it like my favorite match of the night? No. But I thought it was more than just like okay. I actually thought there were parts of it that were good. I really did.
I thought it was just too much like your turn, my turn, kind of stuff. There was no flow to it. Like the crowd was having fun doing their dueling chants, but I never felt like the crowd connected with the match. I think it's
not fully.
Points, I didn't really love the Cincinnati crowd tonight. Or Columbus.
Well, they were.
Why do I keep saying Cincinnati? I meant to say Columbus. It seemed like they enjoyed doing their chants, but other than like the main event and a choice few other things, like they like spots. Everybody likes spots. They didn't seem to connect, and then this match particularly jumped out to me as like something that just didn't connect with the crowd.
Yeah, no, I will, that part I will agree with you. I felt like there definitely was a disconnect, but I felt like the crowd overall was just off in general. I feel like honestly, it felt like they didn't even know what to do with themselves because there hasn't been crowds, right? But that I kind of took it more as like that. But I have to say, I thought it was better than what you thought it was.
I didn't think it was bad.
No,
but it never gained momentum, and it's almost like one of those deals where it's like we know that there's gonna be an interference finish, so we're not gonna like go nuts killing ourselves here with an interference finish.
Okay, I can see what you're saying about that.
I've seen people do that in the past, and about 3/4 of the way through the match, I was like, I was thinking like if Sasha Banks doesn't come back tonight, like she needs to leave the company. I was thinking that during the match. I was like, she has to come back tonight. Otherwise, she should just get out of the company because like she that was her match at SummerSlam. She did not get to have it, and then you never heard from her again. So it's like if they're not building this up to get Sasha Banks in there, I don't know what the hell they're doing.
If that did not happen, I think that there really would have been like you really would have said to yourself, "Oh, what's the point?"
Right.
But yeah.
So I don't know. You liked it.
I would agree to disagree. Really, on that one.
I gotta tell you, I really I love the Usos Street Profits match. I just love everything about Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, and I don't think it's any coincidence that obviously Montez Ford and Bianca Belair are married. I mean, just what a ridiculously great tag team they are. What ridiculously talented and charismatic guys. There's both of them.
They have the whole package.
Major stars.
They have the whole package.
I hope they don't break them apart in the draft because they kept talking about that.
They're a personality plus. When I was watching that match tonight, I was thinking to myself, this is ultimate personality plus type individuals. And they just entertain on all levels in the ring and outside of the ring. So it's always a slam dunk with them. They're just amazing. They're again, we're on this like whole notion of like whole other levels. They're on a whole other level. They're in their own category of entertainment.
Yeah. Yeah.
They really are.
I mean, just phenomenal athletes, really phenomenal athletes. Angelo Dawkins for big guy moves really
amazing.
Well.
Really
Montez
good.
Ford, I've never seen anybody jump higher. The Usos are damn good. I mean, the Usos now are a tried and true proven commodity, but the Street Profits are they are, for me, they're the future.
Yes.
They're the future.
Yes.
I don't know if Vince will ever go with a skinny guy like Montez Ford.
He should.
Angelo Dawkins is the guy that gets the big one at the end.
Either one of them they should, but
I hope that when Montez Ford's turn comes up, that Vince has already taken more of a background role in the company, which will never happen.
So he doesn't
Montez Ford will never be able to
the treatment.
He will never get the treatment. I don't want him to get the treatment.
Not the treatment.
I'm worried that they're going to break them apart in the draft and give them the treatment. The treatment. The 6-man tag that kicked off the show.
All right, I'm just gonna say it right now. I did not watch.
Yeah, you were upstairs. I
was putting Liliana to sleep. From what you read, from what I read, what you wrote didn't seem too
literally.
impressed.
Honest to God, I was recapping them. I was recapping the match, and then there was a point where I think they somebody did like a plancha on I think Bobby Lashley.
Okay.
And AJ Styles and Omos came around the corner and they were yelling at the New Day, and I was waiting for them to go, what's going to happen when this combustible 6-man tag comes back on Raw? I was literally getting ready to write commercial break. And I was like, oh, wait, this is a pay-per-view. And it never got any better from there. It was a good match. They worked hard and it went long. And the problem was it went long. It was
that's what you're saying.
A Raw match. I was like, there was multiple points where I'm like, okay, this must be the heat spot that happens during the commercial break.
Gotcha. That was your thought.
And I was like, but the heat spot went on forever. And they the crowd was red hot when the show started.
Yeah.
And they lost the crowd. The only
Yeah.
thing that got them back was they love Big E. And when he got on the apron, they exploded. They got psyched. You know, he pinned Bobby
That I
Lashley
have
with
to
the big
pass.
ending.
I have to go back and look at that. I like to see that.
But I mean, like, that's what happens at the end of every single Raw 6-man tag or something like that. You know, you get the big guy in there, and then you go to the finish, and everybody hits a move, and that's the end.
That's the end of it.
It was
Yeah.
nothing any more special than you would see on a regular episode of Raw.
So is it worth me taking a look at it?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
It was like I felt like it was like almost a half hour long. Probably with entrances, I would say it's about 20 minutes. I'm going to look at the time right now. Let's see what it is. I would say 20 minutes, 18:15.
I knew I was in trouble.
18 minutes and 15 seconds. Other than the main event, which went 19 minutes and 45 seconds, it was the longest match on the show.
Honestly, from what you read, I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I didn't miss much in the beginning. I'm really happy I was back for the next part with the Street Profits. That was good. I got back just in time for that. But
yeah, you made out good there.
I'm glad I missed the first part then.
Yeah, it was just a 6-man tag. It was
a regular,
really
yeah, exactly.
Really
like just like if it was a Monday Night Raw, that makes sense. I could see that. We talked about Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair.
The treatment.
I love it. I love how everyone's doing the treatment. Oh, we have to talk about something really quick though.
Okay, what?
Kayla Braxton backstage sneaking up on Paul Heyman, and we have to talk about something else.
What?
Hi, Paul. I heard. Wasn't it Kayla who?
It is Kayla. She did it again tonight.
Where are my royalties?
Hey, how about all the shows that we've sold, being in their WWE commercials?
I mean,
how many times have we used our clip to sell their shows? I take full responsibility for any houses that they've been
I'm telling you right now, Kayla, watch it, girl, because that's me.
She coined Hey Paul.
I coined Hey Paul. Like, there are t-shirts being made right now. That's how serious we are about Hey Paul. So I still haven't seen it, by the way. Did you actually go back and see it yet?
I did.
Was it really that like,
hi, Paul? Yeah, it's like that's what she does now.
I'm telling you.
I gotta tell you that I really do love the interaction between Kayla Braxton and Paul Heyman though. Like it is really, really some good stuff.
But I'm the one who inspired it. So
Paul Heyman he's just very good.
I gotta be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if Heyman listened to the show. I really wouldn't. I could see it.
I could believe that.
I could actually see that. So
that. Hey, and you know what? You called into a WWE conference.
That's
call.
What I'm saying. They do know.
Forever.
They do know me. I'm not like Triple H did remember me, so it's not like
that's right.
I'm completely.
That's right.
Come on, Kayla. You gotta give me credit.
Let's give our final verdict on the show, everybody. In the chat room, tell us whether you thought the 2021 Extreme Rules deserves a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Victoria, what do you think?
I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I mean, listen, I was definitely very, 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 very angry at the end, just because, again, there should be no humping on any show by any means. It was just bad. That was really a bad way to end the show. I obviously didn't see the beginning of the show, but with Damian Priest match and the Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, Montez Ford, those are all really good things. So I'll give it an overall thumbs up. What about you?
I give it. I just got to give it a thumbs down.
Really? Because of the end of the show?
It was that bad.
That bad.
It was that insulting.
It was insulting. That's actually very good.
It was that insulting, and I'm sick and tired of having my intelligence insulted by this goddamn company. I can't take it anymore. I cannot take it. I will not reward them with a thumbs up.
Oh,
absolutely not. I will. I thought everybody worked hard on the show. I thought the main event was good up until that, but I mean, it's incredible what 45 seconds can do to.
Isn't it amazing though? Like it wasn't enough for me to completely give a thumbs down to the whole show, but it definitely took me out of the match.
Double team and then spear him through the arcade and just been done.
But for the match, it definitely took me out. Yeah,
and at the end of the day, think about this. With Finn Balor, when he faced Brock Lesnar, I think was it the 2020 Royal Rumble or the 2019 Royal Rumble? I can't remember.
I want to say 2019, but I could be very, 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 very wrong.
I think it was the 2019 Royal Rumble.
I'm pretty sure it was 2019.
Somebody's going to correct me there, but remember that they wouldn't do the Demon because they didn't want to beat the Demon. Because there was no way that he was ever going to beat Brock Lesnar.
No, I do remember that.
Yeah, I can't remember, but they didn't want to beat the Demon.
Yeah,
but tonight they beat the Demon.
They beat the Demon
in like the worst way possible.
And they
protected that character from Brock Lesnar just to break the top rope in the screwiest finish you could possibly
right, and that's the part that really triggered me.
And that's what Farmer was talking about here. That's what happens when you have writers instead of bookers. It doesn't need to make sense, to a writer, but to a booker would want it to make sense. Rajiv. Hello. So, yeah, bad. Thumbs down.
Bad.
Thumbs down for me. Let's see. So we got thumbs down from Goosey. The ending just ruined the whole show for me. Thumbs down. I hated the ending from King of Huecamundo. Brian Farmer gives it a thumbs down. Andrew K says, just going to call this show Rules. Nothing extreme about it. That's a good point too. It was really they got to stop with these gimmick pay-per-views. I'm sick and tired of just a shoehorned Hell in a Cell match every year. TLC for absolutely no reason whatsoever. The only one that makes the only gimmick that works is Money in the Bank because there's actually some reason to have that match. There's something on the line in that match. There's whenever they get to a Hell in a Cell, there's almost never a reason to have any of those feuds that they book for Hell in a Cell be in Hell in a Cell. Whenever they book a TLC, there's really no reason ever for a TLC to match to happen. Nothing in the build led up to that.
Yeah, calls for that. Yeah.
Survivor Series is the most pointless show on earth. It's always oh, I love when Survivor Series comes around too. It's it comes around November and it's oh, these matches never happen. It's Raw versus SmackDown.
Yeah,
never happens.
Right.
Meanwhile, they just had a draft and you literally just saw all these same people fighting a month ago.
Dumb.
It's
it's pointless.
Their gimmicks have got to stop. I would say Elimination Chamber works. They last.
I like a good Elimination Chamber
because
I do.
Most of the time, there's some WrestleMania implication on the line for that.
Mm-hmm.
So a gauntlet match like that, or
I like a good Elimination Chamber.
Money in the Bank. Those are the only ones that really work for me. But Hell in a Cell, like Extreme Rules. It's if you're not going to do the Extreme Rules,
extreme.
If you're not going to do the Extreme Rules concept, then just
don't do it. Right. There was nothing particularly extreme tonight that was
humping from Daniel Schell. Thumbs up to that dumb ending and Peacock is trash from Andrew Elder. Thumbs up from Randy Turcola except for the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's how I was, Randy.
Brett Farmer, I'd say thumbs down, but I ran out of thumbs downs because WWE used them all. A slight 69 treatments of thumbs up for Quentin Walters. Daniel Schell, the floor just called HR and reported abuse by Finn Balor. Ouch.
Oh God.
Okay. Yeah, so you see where this is going on the Twitters. Let me
Twitters.
Let me share my screen here. Share, come on now. Where is it?
Yeah, I would agree. So he said, B Farmer. Survivor Series has always been the weakest of the show, and honestly, its time has passed. Go back to 4 shows a year: WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, I would even say
could do with that.
I would say Money in the Bank is probably part of the big 4, not even Elimination Chamber. But thumbs down from the people on Twitter. People on Twitter did not like this show.
Yeah, I think the ending really sealed the deal for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. So that's Extreme Rules. Once again, another show where people are just not happy with what WWE gave them. And eventually it's you got to stop blaming the fans after a while. That's the big takeaway from here.
That's always
I'm sick and tired of I'm sick and tired of Alexa Bliss was train wrecking, face planting with the worst gimmick, since The Fiend. No, it was based on The Fiend, of course. And then she's just well, I'm having fun. Who cares? I don't care. Oh, you're having fun. Good.
Nobody cares about
I'm the one who has to watch the show. You're the one performing. You're having fun, but nobody else is.
Nobody cares.
Don't you think that that's a problem? Don't you think that that's a problem?
Well, Daniel would care, but that's about it.
Don't you think that's a problem when people aren't having fun while you're having fun and you're the only one and there's millions of people watching?
Yeah,
like that's crazy.
No, I know that.
I'm tired of them, like remember
that was
remember the
silly.
2015 Royal Rumble when they booed because Daniel Bryan we were there for it.
Yes.
And Vince goes, well, that crowd wasn't happy because Santa Claus didn't come. It's like always the fans. And yes, I agree. Royal Rumble 2015 was an embarrassment, but it's no matter what, they have never booked a bad angle, they've never booked a bad match, they've never booked a bad program. It's always the fans.
WWE.
And the best part is it's always if it wasn't for the fans, everything would be fine. The best part is you didn't even have fans for over a year and you were pumping in your own BS cheers and claps and boos and hisses and all this stuff. And your stuff didn't get over still. You're undoing everything that you did in the pandemic because none of it worked. The Alexa Bliss stuff, we told you. Remember, I was watching Broken Skull Sessions and Seth Rollins is going, Twitter's very inaccurate, on their, and that was the only reaction that we had to go by. And it's very, inaccurate. And it's like, is it?
It's not.
Is it?
It's really not.
Twitter was telling you everything that was wrong with this show, and now they're going and undoing everything that they did from the pandemic. Because guess what? When it went back to live crowds, it's not working either. Hello, it's like how about instead of blaming the fans for everything, how about do this crazy thing and and give the fans what they want, and not just like, okay, well, they want Kofi, so we'll give them Kofi. But they never booked Kofi like they ever wanted to have Kofi. How about giving the fans what they want and running with it, embracing it? You wonder why people are running to AEW. It's because not only does AEW give the fans what they want, yes, there's a little too much fan servicing that goes on in that company sometimes, but it's not like they begrudgingly do it. If something's going to work and it's going to make the fans happy and make people tune in,
they're going to make it work at the best of its ability.
It's going to make people tune in and buy their merch and stuff like that. They're going to not only, give that to the fans, but they're going to embrace it and book it like this is the direction that we're going.
I've never known anybody
never
more
done that. As soon as they made Daniel Bryan champion, it's like, oh, we got a job at the Kane. As soon as Kofi Kingston becomes
they
champion,
punish them.
We have to make him look like he doesn't belong in the main event scene.
I've never known somebody
did that with Rey Mysterio in 2006.
I've never known somebody more who hates their fans and hates wrestling as much as Vince McMahon.
Right.
I've never seen a company.
And then they sit here and blame the fans.
I've never known a company who hates their audience,
actively hates the fans,
and hates wrestling as much as Vince.
Actively hates the fans, and then they come out with those BS videos
Vince
after every
McMahon,
WrestleMania saying, "Oh, thank you, fans. You made it possible for me to get another Porsche or Ferrari."
Vince
you
hates
don't care
wrestling.
About us. All you care about is just the bottom line.
Vince
pockets.
hates wrestling more than anybody in this entire world.
Yes,
literally.
Yes, he does.
He does, and he hates the fans who make him money, who keep his company in business.
Yep.
It's incredible.
It's incredible. It's incredible, and
it's incredible.
Whatever. That's I have to.
And on your.
I got to save this because we got another podcast tomorrow night. We're gonna be back with the post Raw show.
Just so you know, depending upon what time Miz is tomorrow, Dancing with the Stars, I'm gonna be watching Miz's performance tomorrow, so I'm gonna miss part of Raw for his performance. If you haven't checked it out, by the way, I'm going
to check this out, what Brett's talking about over here. What brand did he do that with? I'd really like to see that. Oh, you mean the, I know what you're talking about. The ECW one from July 2001. Is that the one you're talking about? That was a good one. No, I know which one. The Vince McMahon, one before Survivor Series, and then Taz choked him out. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that too. I'm gonna watch that as soon as we get off this thing. All right, everybody. All right, let's get out of here. I'm Mike Tedesco.
I'm Victoria Tedesco.
Thanks for joining us tonight, and hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed the show more than Extreme Rules. And we'll see you tomorrow night in the post Raw show. And you can damn sure be guaranteed if they open up with anything but Big E and Bobby Lashley locking up at 8:05 after the entrances, 8:05 Eastern Standard Time.
That's it.
I'm going to be pissed.
Mike's going to be
and you can tune in
furious.
for that. Okay. I'm Mike again. Mike Tedesco, that's Victoria. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye,
Thanks for joining
everyone.
us. Bye.